Hi everyone, it's Andy, and on this week's Biohacking episode, I want to talk about the importance of your vitamin D levels. It's late into January and February, and this is when cold and flu season often peak. And it's no coincidence that everyone around you is getting sick this time of year. The vitamin D levels that are stored in your body through summer, well, they bottom out through winter, right? Leaving you vulnerable to germs and EBGBs that are just passed around everywhere. Vitamin D levels are critical during this time of year to boost your immune system. But how do you know if your vitamin D level is low? The best way is a blood test to determine your levels. But here are 10 symptoms to look for to see if you're low in vitamin D. First one, maybe you have aching muscles, painful bones, fatigue, you're tired all the time. You got reduced muscle performance, meaning that you aren't as strong as you used to be. Right? Athletes that perform better actually have higher vitamin D levels. Maybe you are feeling a little slow. Low vitamin D levels actually can cause dementia, depression, and even anxiety. Poor sleep. A lot of people that have poor sleep have low vitamin D levels. Slow healing. Heart problems. A lot of people that show that people with high blood pressure and bad circulation have low vitamin D levels. And the big one is recurring infections. If you're getting sick all the time from every virus that comes out, then more than likely your vitamin D is low. The best way to get your body to create its own vitamin D is, of course, through the sun, getting some sun exposure 20 minutes a day when the UVB is at its greatest. Of course, you don't want UVA. UVA actually gives you sunburn. You need UVB. But unfortunately, UVB fluctuates not only with the time of the day, but it also fluctuates throughout the year depending on where you live. As you can see on the UV index map across the United States, the UV index is pretty low starting in October, and most of the northern to middle states will make very minimum vitamin D synthesis, and the southern states may maybe make a little. But as you go into November and January, almost all of the United States is barely able to make vitamin D, if any at all. Now, things get better in February and March for the southern states as UV index slowly increases again, and most states will have the ability to make vitamin D starting from April through September. Since we are in January going into February, and it's hard to make vitamin D during this time of year through sun exposure, it's very important to supplement with vitamin D to bring your vitamin D levels up. And the optimal levels you want for best immunity, best immune system, best functioning is 60 to 80 nanograms per milliliter. And depending on how low your vitamin D levels are, you may even need to supplement with higher doses of vitamin D daily, as high as 5,000 to 10,000 international units a day for 3 months before they can get to optimal levels. So what I suggest is hyper supplement for 3 months and then get tested a second time. And of course, we are not doctors and we're not prescribing medication. So always check with your doctors first before supplement with vitamin D. So don't be the part of the estimated 80% of the population that is low in vitamin D and is constantly getting sick with some viral infection. Get your vitamin D levels tested today. We'll see you next time.